Hello and welcome to another fly tying session with your host Scott. In this session we're going to be tying a fly known as the Zulu, or at least my interpretation of the pattern. I will obviously give you the proper ingredients for the Zulu if you prefer to tie it in the proper way. But this is how I've been tying the one that I've been using at a lake called Nant y Moch, which is well and truly up in the mountains in the deepest heart of Wales. It's about 13 miles outside of Aberystwyth, full of hard fighting but small wild brown trout, and I've been having a great time fishing there. It's like a scene from Skyfall up there. It's you don't see another person all day, and it's just a stunning place. It's probably my new favourite lake, if I'm honest with you. But a 10-inch fish is a big fish. So if you're looking to catch big brown trout, it's not really the place to go. I'm sure they're in there, but they're probably rare as rocking horse excrement. So in the vise we have a B405 in size 12. Now I've been using this fly as a point fly, to be fair, and I normally have a little bead on it, about 2.3mm, but I'm going to tie this pattern without a bead, just so you guys can see how it's the original pattern's tied, and then you can add weight to it as you like. For the body we're going to be using some rabbit fur. You can use synthetic black dubbings if you prefer, or even hare's ear or whatever. Anything will do. For the hackle we're going to be using an Indian cock cape in black. The thread's going to be black as well. It's in black in 8/0. For the tag we're going to use a red floss. The original pattern uses a red wool, but I find wool quite bulky. I'm not a fan. And then for the rib I'm using a silver wire. The original pattern uses a very fine gauge silver tinsel. I just find wire easy to work with for, especially these fine wires for palmer and hackles. That's probably the hardest part about this pattern actually. So we're going to start at the eye, and we're going to bed the hook, and we're going to go down to where the bend starts. And if you leave the thread to dangle, it's normally between the point and the barb on this particular pattern. You can use the Camazan B170 or the 175 for this pattern as well, or whatever brand of wet fly hook you prefer. Obviously when I'm sponsored by Camazan, hint hint, I won't mention any other brands of hook, but there we are. So to make your tag, you're going to get your red floss. You're going to pull a short length out. You're going to double it up once, which is easier said than done. And then you're going to double it up again, which should form a double loop at the one end. Like that. And then we're going to tie it in at the bend. So floss has got a mind of its own. You just have to show it to his boss. There we go. So it's a pinch turn just to show it to his boss. A couple of turns just to lock it in. And then you're going to cut it. Make sure it's on the top of the hook. And then cut it just beyond the bend of the hook. It's a very short tag on my version of it. I like my flies to be a bit more subdued for the wild fish. I'm not sure whether that's a great idea, but it's been working for me anyway. So, and then you want to cut the rest of the floss about the length of the body. I've got one misbehave in there. There we go. And then we're going to tidy up. Then we're going to get our wire. This is a Vineyard wire in silver. We're going to tie that in back on the way back down. Now, according to the book, you're supposed to fish this as like a bob fly or a top dropper fly in a team of wets. Like I say, I like to fish it actually on the point with a bead on it. I fish it more of a lure, if you know what I mean. So you're going to get your dubbing, and you want a fairly slim body. You don't want it too thick. Mainly because if you've got some really nice capes that have got their nice long feathers with the short barbs on them, then you can get away with a thicker body. But I'm using a cheap Indian cape. And hang on, what's going on there? Okay, I think we're all right now. If in doubt, go back. You can't go wrong. So basically what I was saying was the hackle feathers, to get them the right barb length, you've got to use quite a short feather, which is a bit of a pain when you try to palm a hackle. You need a fairly long feather to do it. So it's just a case of trying to find the right feather, really. So you want to stop with your dubbing about a head length away from the eye. Now I've got a feather that looks okay here already, and I prepared it. We tie that in at the eye or the head. I'm going to do full turn at the head, and then you're going to palm her. I'm running out of feather already, so it's just about long enough, that was. But the hackle's looking pretty good. And then you're going to go down, you're going to wind with the wire the opposite way. And then once you've got a full turn in, you can let go. And then tie in the head. And then hold your thread tight, give the wire a wiggle, and it will eventually break through metal fatigue. There we go. There's a few fibres going forward, so we're going to brush those back and then start to form your head. And a nice dainty head on it. It also needs to be quite shiny. So we'll varnish it in just a second. Now obviously there's a the rest of the hackle feather needs to be trimmed, which is difficult to do. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. No, you can't. So you keep your scissors closed, but just slightly open. You go in, this is so you don't cut all the hackle fibres that you want to keep, and trim. And there we go. Then you can get your brush in. And just style it like a professional hairstylist with your mascara brush. And then we're going to whip finish. There we go. And then trim away. You can tie this fly on anything from an 8 down to a 14. And I've been a bit of a heathen and added beads to them as well. But yeah, they work. They're a very good little fly. It's in the Sea Trout section of this book, but you can use it for brown trout, obviously. Trout and salmon, 225 it flies. I think it came free with Trout and Salmon magazine back in 2002. Anyway, there we are. That is the Zulu. Might need a couple more coats of varnish on the head. Apart from that, we're all done. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.